Yes, ma'am.
Nancy DeVille, Prison Yoga and Meditation. We're an LA-based nonprofit, and we see firsthand the inequity and injustices in our prison and jails. So what are you going to do about mass incarceration to end it and to help the millions of people who are suffering because of it?
Yeah. So our vision for criminal justice reform is to end America's status as the most incarcerated society in the modern world. And I have laid out a series of steps we can take that will cut by half the amount of incarceration in this country. Now, obviously, that requires leading in ways that the states will respond to, because a lot of it's happening there. But if we end incarceration as a response to simple possession, if we use the clemency powers of the presidency in order to make sure that we are ending incarceration in the many, many cases where the incarceration has done more harm than the original offense that it was a response to, then we're finally doing something about a problem that I'm seeing develop in South Bend, where we're now living with the generation of people who experienced the trauma of the incarceration of a parent that practically dares them in turn to wind up in an encounter with the justice system. You add that to the fact that there is profound racial inequity in this, and it is an urgent issue for our country. And the other thing we've got to do is make sure that reentry is something that we all have a stake in. This is why we've got to end the Medicaid exclusion, because what it does is it gives people with addiction issues very little chance of success when they emerge. We've got to end the Section 8 housing exclusion, because housing is one of the main things that you need when you reemerge in order to get back on your feet. And if we take that away from you, we are almost telling you to go back into the system. And this is not just about being merciful, although we should live our values when it comes to how we treat other human beings. But it's also about our own communities, and every community has every stake in people succeeding when they emerge. So I really want to honor the work that you are doing to bring healing and bring health into these environments to those who are incarcerated. But we need a much more enlightened policy that recognizes how important that work is to do. So thank you.